Last time out, we lost back-to-back games for the first time in this series. And, we want to try and put it right. But I don't think it's going to be easy today because we faced the two sides that are virtually at the top in second and third. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 22 of Going Dutch as we try and turn around a Dutch side that's been relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk. We try and return them to the top flight and then leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games, as I mentioned in the preamble. Match day 13, match day 14. We're at home to Ajax, away to PEC Zwolle. Both those sides are near the top of the table as it currently stands. As you'll see, PEC Zwolle are in second place. Ajax are in third place. So it's going to be a toughie. But as we know, football, and particularly Football Manager, because it works pretty much to real life, we all know from experience, if you're a football supporter, your side will play well against the sides at the top and play crap against the sides at the bottom. When you expect to win games, you don't. And when you don't expect to win games, you do. So let's hope that is the case today. Back-to-back losses last time. I'd like to see back-to-back wins today, especially against sides near the top. And then it just does not make any sense whatsoever. Right, let's get into it. Nothing has been played since you were last with us. We have played absolutely nothing. There have been games played, so we'll have a quick look at those just to round up. Before we go into today's fixtures. There are today's fixtures, but we'll go back a little bit because Zwolle played Sparta. I think the last round of games that we played, there we go. Zwolle played Sparta Rotterdam. Sparta Rotterdam beating Zwolle, so they are beatable. They did take the lead after 17, but 79 and 82 minutes, goals in 3 minutes there, gives Sparta Rotterdam the win. And then the other game that's been played was just ahead of this one. We do have an international break right and sandwiched in the middle of our two games today. So FC Emmen, they played Go Ahead Eagles. Losing to Emmen. And that's so they stay in that 16th spot at the moment. So the table looks like this. PSV are top. Most sides have played 12 games. Utrecht are the only side that haven't played 12 games. They've played 11. Go Ahead Eagles have played 13. Otherwise, everybody's played 12. So Ajax has sorted out their game in hand. Utrecht haven't. I'm sure it will come to work itself out. I'm not sure how it works it out, but it will do. PSV then are top on 31. They are 2 points adrift as Zwolle, who could have taken over at the top, but they lost to Sparta Rotterdam for the first time this season, I hasten to add, as we notice on here. So they are second on 29. Ajax move up into third place. They are up on 28 points, our first opponents today. Feyenoord are in fourth place on 27. Then Sparta Rotterdam just outside the European places on 25. AZ are sixth on 23. We are still there in seventh on 20 points, but we could fall down a little bit if Utrecht win their game in hand, whenever that may be, because they're only a point behind us right now. And as I said, right at the bottom, Heerenveen and Go Ahead Eagles are separated by goal difference between 15th and 16th. Fortuna Sittard and Vitesse are just above them. Vitesse getting out of that playoff place by that win against us in the last episode, of course. And then Excelsior are currently in 17th. They came up with us last season. Not looking good at the moment for them, but there's still time. They're 2 points adrift to Go Ahead Eagles, and Heerenveen and Almere City 3 points adrift at the bottom of the table, having won just one game this season, and that was against Excelsior, who are just above them. Excelsior beating Vitesse. How did they do that? 5-1, no less. And Hercules Almelo Right, I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. We've got still clear in the old medical centre. We're good and dandy there. Just can't seem to find that rich vein of form that we have been in previously. Ajax, our first opponents then today, back at the Mandermakers. And we've played them twice this series when we were in the Eredivisie. Before, we lost to them on both occasions, both by 2-0. So we haven't scored against them. Let's hope that today we can break that and, one, score some goals, and two, win some games. And here is the team that faces Ajax in this first game of the episode. It's Eredivisie match day 13. Unlucky for some. Let's hope it's unlucky for Ajax. Vassen makes a start in goal after Setford had a bit of an upset in the last game, having made 13 appearances at the start of the season and was quite splendid form. But the whole side really were poor last time out. But Vassen gets a start. Van der Boij, Martins Indy and Rekic are defensive line. Drambev and Shrivers are complete wing-backs. Varro and Okasanan are in midfield. Toure and Beaton are the wide players behind Castanares up front. And then on the bench, it's Setford, Congolo, Rossia, Limuri, Leveld, Latonda, Margray, Gari, Oakley, Hansen, Doran and Lobinger. Here we are back at the Mandermakers. Those 2 losses on the board for the last 2 games that we've lost. We've reset the tactic just in case it's gone a bit wonky. Ajax have lost 1 of their last 5, playing a 4-2-3-1. Brendan Rodgers is their manager. Today, they are in 3rd place on 28. We are 7th on 20. First highlight comes 10 minutes in. Drambev to Varro. Van der Boij, Martins Indy. Goes back to Vassen. Vassen, who finished the season, of course, in goal for us last season. Van der Boij, Varro. Toure. Back to Van der Boij. Toure. Toure. Martins Indy. Van der Boij. Toure. Toure. Varro inside, got to Martins Indy. We're not coming forward very fast, but keeping the ball. That one going through to Shrivers. Shrivers now in a crossing position. Castanares, he scores 9th goal of the season. Why could we not do that against the lower sides? 12 minutes in and we are a goal up. Exactly the way that we play. And I just don't get why Castanares, lovely ball in, puts it away. Why? Van der Boij picking up a loose ball. Van der Boij, Martins Indy. Back to Varro. Varro, Vassen in goal. Van der Boij, would have been a bit worried if Varro was in goal. Toure puts it away. Well, 6th goal of the season. And I just don't know. We are 2 up against Ajax, and exactly what I said to you is happening currently. They may come back, of course. They have the power. But goodness me. 42 o'clock. Sousa goes direct, but it's over the top. Half-time has arrived. They've had 1 shot all game. It was that one, I think, that went over the top there right at the end. 0.03, 43% of the possession. We've had 7 shots. 6 of them have been on target, so their goalkeeper has kept us at bay. 1.16 on the XG, 57% of the possession. Castanares after 12, Toure after 41. Oh, I don't understand. Jordan Henderson on at half-time. Sousa with a corner, 47 on the clock. It swung in. Oh, and it fell. Vassen made the save. And they got on the end of it somehow or other. We'll see it from behind. And early in the second half, they've got one back. Vassen making the save. Fell to Hato, and he put it away. 54 on the clock. They've come out, giving us a right old run-in. Drambev to Toure. Toure comes back inside to Van der Beek. Castellanos, who's deep, beaten. Out to Shrivers. Shrivers comes forward. Shrivers into the box. And Castellanos gets his second of the game. 10th of the season. And we open a 2-goal cushion again. And we have been deadly. And that was deadly. Van der Beek, Castellanos getting involved in it from early on. He was deep, beaten. Shrivers supplies Castellanos. And Castellanos hitting it first time again. 3-1. Question whether he was offside, but no, he's onside. Being played on by this player here. .62 o'clock. Shrivers with a throw into Oksanen, and the ball given away, and they're going to come on a counter now. We need to be careful. They're coming flooding forward, and we need to cut this out if we can. Not going to though. Valesco into the area, and Akprom is there. Puts it away, and just when we thought we got a 2-goal cushion again, they've got one back, make it 3-2. It's going to be an interesting ride, this one. Goodness me. And with 76 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes. Oakston is tarring. He's come off. We brought on Lorenz Rosier. We've taken off Omar Rekic in defence. He wasn't having a good day there. We've brought on Lemuri to replace him, and also William Beaton has come off, and we have brought on Emil Hansen, and I'd like to see him actually perform out there today. 91 minutes on the clock. Drambo Varro crosses it deep, giving that ball away, but Varro is there, heads it back into Rossier. Rossier to Van der Beek. Drambev. Drambev loses the ball and he's injured. And a red card for Valesco. It was a poor tackle. It didn't look too it looked a bit innocuous, but he's off. And with 93 minutes on the clock, 6 minutes of injury time, we are in the 4th minute of those 6. We want to hang on to this if we can. We're just going to make 2 changes. That slight injury to Drambev, we've taken him off, brought on Latonda, and our final change is Patrick Varro is off for Yasin Oakley. Shrivers with a throw on that far side. Rossier, Oakley. Back to Rossier, Oakley, Lemuri, unless we do something very, very silly here. Vassen out this side. He's looking out for Latonda. Latonda gets it. Latonda controls it. Can we score another one? Would be rather good if we could. Latonda, he's got a close attendance there from the Ajax player. We're on nearly 95 of 6 minutes. Castellanos Hassan, he's put it wide. In fact, it was offside. Wouldn't have counted had he got it through. Just a little bit too slow in releasing that ball. And it is all over. And guess what, boys and girls? We've beaten the mighty Ajax by 3-2. I don't understand, as I said before, I don't understand. 2-0 at half-time. They did sort of come back, but we sort of held them at bay. Castellanos getting a second goal, our third, which was enough to see them off. But it was a fair old topsy-turvy game. Mind you, having said that, we did have 10 shots, 8 of which were on target, a 1.74 in the XG, 55% of the possession. They ended up with 7. We had, if you remember, at half-time, we had kept them at bay. 1 shot, nothing on target, but they did come back at us in that second half. We had 7 shots, 4 of which were on target, 1.21, 45% of the possession. I don't care, really. We've got 3 points against the mighty Ajax. Sorry, what I should have said there was Thomas Castellanos picking up player of the match. 8.7, 1 key pass, 1 clear-cut chance, and 2 goals. Very good day at the office for him. Tajani Toure not doing bad either. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, and a goal. And also a number of others. Your Shrivers particularly, an 8.2. 2 key passes, 2 clear-cut chances created, and 2 assists. Good day for him as well. So we have the rest of the day's results for you. Vitesse are beating Almere City by a goal to one. A goal to nil, should I say. AZ beating Volendam by 2-0. Utrecht beating Excelsior 3-2. Feyenoord beating Zwolle by a goal to nil. Zwolle on a little bit of a bad run at the minute. Let's hope it continues. Nijmegen 1, Fortuna Sittard 1, Sparta Rotterdam 4, Heerenveen 0, and PSV 2, Hercules Almelo 1, which leaves the table looking like this. PSV are top on 34 points, 4 points clear of Feyenoord, who move up into second place on 30 points. Zwolle are dropped down to third on 29. Ajax, by virtue of their loss against us today, down to fourth on 28, just on goal difference over Sparta Rotterdam, who are in fifth place. Then AZ are sixth on 26. We are seventh on 23. FC Utrecht behind us. They have a game in hand still, so we still could drop down to eighth place. They are on 22. Then there's a 4-point gap down to Nijmegen on in ninth on 18. Heerenveen are now in that playoff place on 9 points. They have a worse goal difference than Go Ahead Eagles. Excelsior still in 17th on 7, just 2 points behind them too. But there is a little bit of a gap opening up, a 4-point gap to Fortuna Sittard, and Elmar City still on the bottom, 3 points adrift now of Heerenveen and Go Ahead Eagles. That's how it all stands going into the international break. We have 14 days, 2 weeks down to the game against Zwolle. We will come back just ahead of that with a preview of our second game of the episode, an away game, away hoodoos and all the rest of it. But can we go and get another result against a top side? Let's hope so. So, for you, it's an instance. For me, it's a fair old while. But we have got ourselves down to match day against PEC Zwolle at the Mac Park Stadion. And we face them. They are currently fifth in the table. They were third, of course, but they've dropped down, as it turns out. We've played them 3 times, twice before we joined. Back at then, we've beat them both times at their place, which is a good omen. Let's hope we can make it 3 in a row. In the Eredivisie last time we were here, we beat them by a goal to nil. Michel Kramer, the scorer on that occasion. And then we played them in the Dutch Cup first round last year, which is a bit different to the Dutch Cup first round this year, when Latonda, Listes, Burhout and Lobinger, the scorers, and an own goal as well. We give them a good run for the money that day. The only loss we've had to them was the Mandermakers in their Eredivisie towards the end of the season, I suspect. In that one, we may well have already been relegated when we got to that point. I'm not too sure. Right, let's go and have a look at the side then that will face PEC Zwolle in this second game of the episode. It's match day 14 in the Eredivisie. And here is the side that faces PEC Zwolle in this second game of the episode. Eredivisie, match day 14. Vassen is in goal. Van der Boij, Martins Indy, Rossier at the defensive line. Drambev and Shrivers as the complete wing-backs, with Oaksonen and Varro in between them. Toure and Beaton as the wide players set behind Castanares. So very similar side to the side that beat Ajax. Setford, Congaloo, Arekic, Lemure, Leveld, Latonda, Margray, Gary, Oakley, Hansen, Duran and Lobinger make up the bench. And here we are at Zwolle, and they are playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. It's a formation that does cause us problems. Having said all of that, playing our usual formation, lost 2, won 2, drawn 1 of our last 5. Zwolle are 5th on 29 points. We are 7th on 23 points going into this one. Let's highlight just 2 minutes in. Zwolle with a throw in. They're playing in hoops. Look a bit like Queen's Park Rangers. Lamb on the ball. McNulty. Ball forward. Lopez going through the lines. Vandenberg. It's a shot from distance and it's well over the top. They have a free kick. 4 minutes on the clock. Vandenberg has a shot. It's taken a deflection, I think. It's gone for a corner. Deflected off of the wall. Doing their job. We haven't seen many of those in Football Manager. They either go round or over the top. This one, a short one. It's well worked. Oh! And Rangers gets the goal. It was well worked. It was one off the training ground by the looks of it. 5 minutes, they do take a lead. And we're going to have to come from behind. It's the away day hoodoo again. Oh, and it's fired in, and Randiers gets his head to it. We have a corner. 13 minutes on the clock. It's swung in. It's gone in the net. And it's Van der Boij put it away. It's going to be a review, whether he was offside or not. It was headed down, saved, and Van der Boij putting it away. It's a goal. It's a goal. We're level after 13 minutes. Might be 14 minutes. I know it's 13 minutes. Who was it? It was Rossier who headed it down, and it's bouncing around there. And Van der Boij, it fell for. They have another free kick. Vandenberg swung in this one. Garcia, an overhead kick, wasn't far away. We have a corner. It's swung in. It's sort of headed clear. Another overhead kick, and Rossier heads it away. And a question of whether there's a penalty there. Randiers was brought down, but no penalty. Rossier over the top. He looked like he was well offside. Shrivers, Rossier pulls it back. He's giving away to Randiers. And Rossier makes a mistake. Oh dear. And Martins Indy pulls him down. Oh, they're in. And they've scored. Question of offside. And he did look as if he was offside. VAR is working overtime in this first half. He's not offside. And they've got a 2-1 lead at half time. And that was a mistake that led to that. And Fasten couldn't stop him. All stemmed from a poor ball from Rossier. And Afalayan. Half-time has arrived, and, we were the poor relations in that first half, really. Managed to get back into it, but then a mistake gave them a goal. And, 9 shots, 4 on target, 1.12, 33% of the possession. We've had the most of the possession. 6 shots, 2 on target, 1.04, and 67% of the possession. The away day hoodoo continues. 52 on the clock. Drambev with a throw into Varro. Van der Boij. Drambev. Drambev comes forward. Drambev to Toure. Toure in the area. It's just pickpocketed by Lamb, but he's got the ball back. Castaneres. Oh, yes. You can rely on Castaneres. He's 11th of the season. Gets us back level on 54. And that's a bit more like it. Toure lost the ball to Lamb. But he was determined not to lose this completely, and it was Castaneres that got in there. A mistake by Lamb, and Castaneres puts those away. Vandenberg with a thing, and it's gone for a corner. Saved by Vassen. Going in the top corner, that one. Namely. This one swung in deep. Oh, it's headed out for another corner on this side. Pressure as we approach the hour mark. Randiers. Swing it in. It's headed clear. Drambev. Varro forward, but it was a poor ball realistically. But we've won this back, I think. Castaneres comes back and wins it. Oakesonson. Beaton looking for Varro. Varro heads it back. It's gone back out to Beaton. Beaton has Shrivers inside him. Shrivers loses the ball. Rossler picks it up, though. Drambev, just cross it, boy. Cross it. And it's in. Oaksonen gets us in front for the first time in the game. 3-2. Big scores last time round we played them. And we've done it again on 61 minutes. We take the lead for the first time. Rosier out to Drambev. Drambev, all he had to do was cross it. But actually, it was a save from he fired a shot in, and Schneidler saved it, but parried it only as far as Okasan. And Okasan planted it in the back of the net, taking advantage of Schneider being out of his goal. Well, the highlights coming thick and fast. I was trying to do something there. Martins Indy, Rosier out to Shrivers. Shrivers crosses this in, looking for Touré's there though. It's come through to Touré. Touré's on his own. Oh, just wide of the post. It was a good move. Shrivers and the defender trying to get it away, but Touré was over his shoulder, and Touré cut inside and decided to have a go on his own, puts it wide. And with 17 minutes on the clock, we're making 2 changes at this juncture in time. We have taken off Jur Shrivers. Not had such a good day today. 6.2. So we've taken him off and brought on Julien Lavelde. And we've also, on that side of the park, taken off William Beaton. Again, not performing particularly well. And we brought in Emil Hansen. And with nearly 85 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes, we have taken off Patrick Varot and brought on Yasin Oakley. And the other change that we've made is Tijani Touré. He's not had a good day today, albeit he has been involved in the game. He's been replaced by Latonda. With 89 minutes on the clock, making our final change. Rekic is on. We have taken off Yako Akasan. And he's had a good day out there, but Tarin now. And we just want to shore up that midfield. 5 minutes of added time. We're in the 2nd minute. It's headed away. Oh, it's come back off the crossbar. And it is a double win in the episode. Tell me. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because we played 2 sides. That one side in the Kuchen Campion and lost to them. In the last episode, we played a side that was in the relegation zone and lost to them. And in this episode, we played 2 sides that effectively are in the European places and beaten both of them, albeit a bit topsy-turvy. But it just goes to show that we have got that to do. But we just can't seem to find a way through most of the time. But today, we have. And we've got ourselves a win, and we've got that goal on 61 from Oksanen, and well, we just hang on in there. So who knows? They've had 17 shots, 8 on target, so it wasn't easy. We had to ride it out. 1.67 on the XG, 34% of the possession. We had a lot of the possession. That midfield working really, really well. And I guess today we weren't firing on the wide players, Beaton and Touré, not firing really. Maybe we need to look at an alternative where we play 2 players inside behind the front player, almost like 2 shadow strikers as opposed to 2 wide players, especially if they're not getting the impetus around the outside. Maybe that's the way forward. I don't know. We had 16 shots, 6 on target, 2.42 on the XG, 55% of the possession. 2 wins in an episode, putting right 2 losses in the last one. Well, the day's results look like this. Nijmegen beating Alamelo by a goal to nil. Volendam beating Sparta Rotterdam 1-0. Emmen beating Fortuna Sittard 2-1. Go Ahead Eagles losing to FC Utrecht by 3 goals to 1. Our 3-2 win over Zwolle continues our good form against them. PSV beating Vitesse by 3 goals to 1, which leaves the table at the end of the episode looking like this. PSV are top on 37, 4 points clear of Feyenoord in second, 6 points clear of Ajax in third. Ajax moving up to third on 31 points. AZ move into the playoff places, European places, on goal difference on 29. PEC Zwolle, who are on a bit of a bad run of form, They are down in in fifth on 29 points. Then comes Sparta Rotterdam, sixth on 28. We remain in seventh place on 26, albeit we could drop to eighth. Again, Utrecht need to win that game in hand. They have a game in hand there. Would take them above us on 28 points and actually take above Sparta Rotterdam as well into sixth. We would drop down to eighth. We have a 5-point gap over Nijmegen in ninth place on 21, and there's another 5-point gap, so 10 points down to a 10th place. So opening the league is splitting into two halves pretty much. Down the bottom, Almere City are still bottom on 6, 3 points adrift of Araveen in 16th place, and Go Ahead Eagles in 15th. Excelsior are 17th on 7 points, 2 points adrift of those two. And then there's a little bit of a gap, a 2-point gap up to Fortuna Sittard, who are in 14th on 11 points. That's how the episode ends. We're going to play Heerenveen, who are 16th. We'll lose that one, you watch. Offline, and then we're going to come back for Volendam and AC, the final two games of this half of the season, as we round up the halfway point of the season, and then it'll be just final to play before the mid-season break, and then we'll probably come back for Sparta Rotterdam and Excelsior in the episode after that. But definitely Volendam, who are currently 11th, and AZ, who are currently in 4th place in the next episode. I hope you can join me for that. If you've enjoyed today's episode, though, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, and that will keep you up to date with all future episodes of Going Dutch and our other series from the bottom to the top. New episodes of Going Dutch released every Monday and Thursday, 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with everything that goes on, all our videos, these videos, tutorial videos, shirt videos, and so on and so forth, and FM25 news and stuff as it comes out, then the best way of doing that is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 23. It's out on Monday. If you're not watching my other series, why not? But I will see you on Monday. Have yourselves a great weekend. Bye-bye.